Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Atlanta Season 4, Episode 7, entitled Snipe Hunt. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. The smooth sounds of Sade soothe the road trip. Maybe they missed the turn. They should slow down. Maybe they missed it. No, here it is. The owner and greeter of the premises welcome them. There's only one request. Please go around the corners about 5 miles an hour. There are so many kids running around here and sometimes a deer. Ern completely understands and apologizes. He instructs that they aren't too far from the reservation and they're booked for the entire grounds. The owner compliments his beautiful family and wishes Lottie a happy birthday. If they need anything, just give him or his wife a holler. They gear up for some fishing and Van jokes, "How likely do you think that man will kill us in our sleep?" And Ern guesses 8%, but 8% is still pretty high. Ern brags that he got the best tent at REI. It's a 12-person tent. I mean, you can even split the rooms, and there's even a porch. Van says that they'll be freezing because they want to be close enough to share body heat, but they'll move on. It's okay. Lottie, though, really isn't too engaged, but they figure she'll loosen up as time goes on. Ern starts an awkward conversation. "Have you thought more about LA?" She has, but her perspectives haven't changed, and she would rather talk about it later. Are we missing a pole? It doesn't look right. Lottie picks her room, and maybe her dad should sleep outside. The family even takes an outside pee, enjoying the sounds of the roaring lake as Ern wants to cross. But of course, Van snaps him back into reality. It's way too dangerous. Lottie is honest. "I don't like my birthday." Quick in mommy mode, Van creates a game. "We are going fishing later, but tonight, we're gonna try to catch a snipe. It's a strange looking creature. It's long with red eyes that only comes out at night. Only the smartest and fastest can catch one." Now Lottie is excited and Ern is impressed with her creativity. "Are you pranking our daughter?" Van can't believe it. "You never went snipe hunting before? It's a tradition." I mean, I think it was originally this bird that was hard to catch, but then it became this folklore. In the end, we can tell her that it's a bird. I was in the Girl Scouts when I was 8 years old. It was only for one summer. And I couldn't stand camping trapped with these other campers that I just didn't vibe with. While Lottie ventures, she comes back over hearing the truth of this so-called snipe. Ern is cool with the game, but when you first hear it snipe hunt, it sounds like a racist mob. "Let's get a snipe. He's taking our jobs." Lottie catches a frog and Van lectures her nicely on how it's great to have experienced the frog, but he'll be more happy released back into his environment. Ern tells a funny story about how he knows a girl named Sade and her dad was named Schmad. All they do is eat ice cream in opposite world. They even get thinner. It's a cute dialogue of dad and daughter using their imaginations and debating. Van observes this intimate moment, which brings a smile to her face. It's all aboard a boat for fishing, and Lottie misses her grandparents. She wishes they were there to celebrate her birthday. They understand, and maybe this weekend they can see them. It's also great that they're spending time with one another now. It's not often they are together. The night slowly approaches and hot dogs soothe the cravings. Once again, Ern wants to talk about LA, and Van agrees. Before they can start the dialogue, Lottie notices the moon, initiating that the snipe hunt must begin. Van thinks it's too late and maybe they should try to snipe hunt tomorrow. The disappointing look from Lottie makes Van submit. "Okay, so prep this pillowcase with the marshmallow and hold the lantern. This way, the snipe is caught and you can see it. Rustling leaves will lure it in, and once caught, hit the snipe over the head like this. You have to hunt the snipe alone, but don't be afraid. We'll be right over there, okay?" Now Ern wants to get back to the conversation. "LA, are you gonna come with me?" Van is forthright. "Is that why you did all of this? Reserved an entire campground for her birthday, but you want to talk about this? Isn't that a little manipulative?" Ern is a bit taken back by the question. "No, I just wanted to do something nice for my daughter's birthday." "But can I ask you a question? What's so great about Atlanta that you can't leave it behind?" Van says, "It's just my choice to stay. I think it's about you not wanting to be alone when you get there, and you're scared of them. And I'm not your security blanket. Before Ern can answer, Lottie shouts, "I got it!" long with red eyes, and I hit it with the stick, and I caught it. Now there's a sense of panic from Van and Ern. Van tells Lottie that after she counts to 3, slowly put the lantern down and drop the bag. Run to mommy, okay? She counts to 3, and Lottie does exactly what her mom told her to do. Lottie is okay, but now Ern is curious as to what's in the bag. Slowly approaching, a weird creature pops out and slips away. What was that? It was a snipe, and I got it. It's a s'more birthday cake, and they begin to sing Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday song, but Lottie shushes them. "Shh, please, no singing, please," and blows out her candle after making a wish. Loons call in the night as the lake flows, and Ern is freezing. Ern, is that your teeth chattering? I think you should just get in with us. This is sad. It's a relief of warmth, and Ern checks to see if Lottie is awake with the offer of s'mores. There's no response, so he tells Van, "You know, when I leave, I don't have to be alone. I have a great job, making great money, and I'm not terrible looking. And I'm not tied to anything that would hold someone off of me. And you be here raising our child, and I'll see you maybe a couple of months out of the year, maybe twice a year. And if I didn't want to be alone, I wouldn't have to be. I can find someone new, but it's not about that. I want to be a family. I want us to be a family." Look at Lottie. She's amazing. She's the manifestation of what happens when we get together. She's smart, kind, intuitive. She's the best parts of us. Van says, "You're right. And I know you'll miss her." Ern turns his head in shock. "I'm fighting for you, Van. You know me. I don't fight for anything. Van, look at me. I love you." Van takes a breath. "I just can't pack my life because you love me as Lottie's mom. That's not enough for me." Ern gets up to physically look at Van in her face. "Do you think I just love you as Lottie's mom? Don't you realize how much I'm in love with you? How much I think about you? I've dreamed about you every night since Amsterdam. I do see you as a woman. I still want you." Ern wipes a tear away. "I desire you, Van. When I also think about you as my child's mother, I could just effing burst. I never thought that way about anything. I love you forever because that nobody else can just make me feel like this. What else are we doing all of this for if not for that feeling? You know what I mean?" Van says, "Yeah, it's kind of like Kanye being passionate, but I know what you mean." "Van, I don't want to find someone else. I don't want to find someone new. Not because it's time consuming and annoying. It's because I want to do all this with you. Will you go to LA with me so we can be a family, a real family?" Van holds back her tears and exhales the word, "Okay." They hold one another and Ern exhales with relief. Van, with a smile, saying, "I love you too." And Ern whispers, "I know." "Me too, I know." They wake up the morning after in family bliss, and they brush their teeth, and the rain begins to fall. Ern is so desperate to leave with urgency, he tells Van just to leave the tent. They pack up and leave. Sade, Love is Stronger Than Pride, plays in the vehicle. The scene continues with silent dialogue between Ern and Van, and Lottie witnesses their happiness, which makes her smile. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my reviews. So if you followed all of my recaps and reviews, you already know what I'm going to say, that this episode had amazing writing. Now, I did say in the previous recaps and reviews that with this final season and with the fluidity and style of this show, I just knew that they were going to come up with a creative way to give us a very deep moment between Ern and Van, because these two characters, even in the midst of trying to figure out what are we doing? Are we just going to co-parent? Are we just going to try this relationship? I mean, what? Because we got personal things going on. You're trying to follow your career. So it's just been this very very rocky, staticky road for the both of them. And when they tried to rekindle something, it was always something else that happened that pushed them further away, but they had to stay connected due to Lottie, okay? Young people trying to figure it out with a child, in which we've seen that throughout these seasons. Now, what I loved about this episode is that the writing didn't turn into a chick flick love dialogue. We were able to see the gut feelings of Earn and how he felt about everything. A lot of the times with series and movies, the stern, lean part of the dialogue comes from a woman's perspective, and we're getting the full insight of Van and how she's felt. She's been very vocal in the past about, hey, maybe we should just co-parent. This is not working. But let's think about it. Let's recap. Let's remember that Van has been the backbone for their co-parenting. For the longest time, even with Earn, not being in school, she has been the strong mother, keeping down the job while Earn trying to figure out what he's going to do with his life. His parents saying, hey, we got to cut you off. You got to figure out what you need to do. And I don't know what it is, but it's not us anymore. The parents being drained from Earn. Earn has now reached some success of finances, right? Now he has this moment as a man to figure out, what do I want and what do I want to fight for? What makes the dialogue absolutely crisp is that Van says once again, and she's saying it now more stern, like with a foot down, saying, did you bring us out here, just to talk about that? And isn't that being manipulative? And, I'm sure that you'll miss us when you move. But she's speaking from experience with Earn. I can't just pack up my life and move. You're using me as a security blanket. Are you saying this and you're trying to get me to move out there because you're afraid? I think you're afraid of them. So she's responding with anger, but it's due to her experience with Van, okay? And her having to put herself behind and being selfless and putting their daughter as the main focus. So when Earn says, hey, are we going to LA? It's not this, oh, let's just pick up and go, right? So Earn has this opportunity to really spill his guts about what's going on. I thought it was beautiful when Earn was in the tent and he said, just to clarify, and he says it very with niceness, but with honesty. Look, I'm not a bad looking dude. I'll be in LA. I got money. I can find somebody else. It may be annoying to go through that whole process and getting to know one another, but I don't have anyone tying me down. There's not anything holding me back from being with somebody else. But I don't want that. I want to be with you. I want us to have a family and I want us to be together. We know that we're great together. We know that we love each other. I'm speaking for me and I'm saying that I see you as a woman. I don't just see you as the mother of my child. I don't just see you or love you because you're the mother of my child. I am in love with you. I'm still in love with you. I still dream about you. I want you. And he's saying, look, I'm fighting for you. And he says, hey, you know me. I don't fight for anything. And that's where that hesitation from Van has come from. He really hasn't shown that fighter in this is what I want. It's kind of been this, hey, what do you want to do? Are you dating anybody? But him showing this passion, right, was something that Van needed to see. And it was a piece of him that maybe she hasn't seen ever or either in a very long time. So I thought that was beautiful. He says, look, I'm fighting for you. And he's even crying, okay? A tear falls. And he gets up and he's sitting over her, looking her in her face to say, hey, this is it. I'm telling you this. My life is moving on and I don't want to move forward and just see you a few times a year. I don't want that, right? So this moment of passion, this moment of honesty rekindles Van to see him in another way. Whether male or female, there's nothing like having an understanding of somebody on the same page as you. Somebody that's just as desirable, just as passionate, just as time-worthy, right? Quality spending, being intimate when it comes to being honest about what you want. And finally, they are on the same page emotionally because they have been in defense mode for so long. If you know all the stuff that they've been through as just individual characters, it's been a lot. So with that was beautiful to sum all all of that up in under an hour. Okay, we are talking 26 to 28 minutes, excluding commercials. And that is not easy to do. Them being in this vulnerable, empty place to where they have no choice but to pay attention to each other. There's nothing distracting them. There's nobody calling them. They are forced to say, without saying, that we need to talk about it. You know, Earn putting his foot down. Are you ready to talk to LA? Are you ready to talk about LA? Are you ready to talk about LA? He's constantly bringing that up. No matter how irritated Van got, he says, hey, we're going to talk about it? Okay, we're going to talk about it. He's trying to get this conversation flowing. Because yes, he wants Lottie to have a happy birthday. But this is something that's necessary. He's so desperate to take care of them. He's like, leave that 12-room tent. Just leave it. Knowing that that's expensive. Just for one tent is high, okay? If you ever been camping, just for one tent. But to a 12-room tent, and then you put it together wrong, and you know what I mean? The fact that she has some sort of anger, but here's his teeth chattering, and he's cold. Like, come in here with us. Like, and for Earn to say that he knows that she loves him. You know, when she finally says, I love you too, you know, it's the Star Wars moment. You know, I know, you know, and I'm pretty sure he loves Star Wars. But I just thought that was beautiful because it was like, finally, we are on the same page. And finally, we have said what we've always really wanted to say, but never came out like this, to where now I am a woman and now I feel confident to come with you, right? Why would you want to follow or come with somebody who you've trusted in the past that never got stuff done? That's a lot. So her saying, I'll just pick up my life and follow you, was like, But here you have this person saying, look, I am fighting for you. That's different. That will allow you to have confidence in this person. So I thought that was great. It's no coincidence that Lottie, her birthday wish was for her parents to get together, or at least, you know, have some sort of communication to make them happy. What gets me in any psychology observation when it comes to parents and children are not stupid in recognizing feelings between parents or loved ones. Okay, they know when you're faking it. They know when it's not real. So there's this aspect in relationship psychology that don't just try to tough things out for the kids. Don't just try to tough things out because you think that's how they should be. Kids know when you're not happy. They sense tension in the room. They feel it, right? So when Van is seeing Earn have these conversations, you know, as a father-daughter, they're talking about, you know, opposite land, this fake world, and, you know, debating about it. She's seeing this interaction and she loves it. Okay. The interaction on the boat, seeing how they're all expressing their feelings as a family, and finally saying, oh, we don't hang out much. And they're seeing the hurt of Lottie saying, well, I miss my grandparents, right? Because they've both had their moments where they've had to drop Lottie off at their grandparents, okay, because they were trying to figure it out themselves. That's amazing psychology writing thrown in there too. So when Lottie sees Van and Earn genuinely laughing and being happy, she feels it. Now, if you've been observant to the whole episode, she's kind of held her head down, like knowing my parents don't want to be here together. They just doing this. Kids know. So her whole body language, everybody's body language is completely different at the end of the episode. They absolutely feel content and comfortable around one another. This is just being forced. And you see it in the scene. And to have Sade's song, you know, the love is stronger than pride. This was the love being stronger than anyone's pride. So I thought that was a beautiful score and correlation with that. I can guess in these last 3 episodes, they're going to give us closure with Al. Is he going to pursue being a rapper? Has he had enough? Is he just going to be behind the scenes of music? What is he going to do moving forward? Darius, is he going to find his own path? Which won't be hard for him, but he's really been hanging on to Al as being that support system because you need money to function. Okay, he's all for cutting off electric and gas and living a certain way, but hey, if that's what you want to do, can you do it by yourself? You know, you're this whirling dervish of a hippie, but you kind of got to make things happen, bro. You got to, you know, maybe Al will put his foot down and say, hey man, what you gonna do with yourself? All of that I think is gonna come together beautifully. And as I said in episode 1 for the review for that. I think that they're going to do an astounding job of bringing everything to a close. Won't be this Disney fairy tale ending, but I think the audience will at least have an idea and hopes for characters, or we either can conclude about certain storylines and how they will keep going in the future. Because just like The Wire, and I think The Wire is the best dramatic series ever written because it just flows so beautifully. All 5 seasons was just absolutely great. You have this idea of what's going to happen in the future, because in real life things keep rolling and happening, and that's not the end of somebody's life just because you've given it an ending to the story. So with Atlanta, I think that they'll do a wonderful job. It sucks that it's coming to an end, but as I've said previously, I don't see the show going further than 4 or 5 seasons, and I was correct that it does make sense not to keep these hypothetical episodes going, but you can have those moments, but give us closure or some insight for the characters, because then it would feel like just this redundant mess, and they haven't done that. So it's going to end perfectly. I have a confidence in that, and I look forward to doing the recaps and reviews for the final 3 episodes. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit this like video. Also, you can notice a brand new icon. If you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_e. And also write your comments down below. I love seeing your comments. I love having healthy debates, so don't be shy. In the meantime, in between time, remember to check out other series on the channel, The Handmaid's Tale, and so much more. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.